What profession do you believe that the original poster has here?
Engineering.
Engineer. I said all in my head. I was like, he's literally just a fucking engineer. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Not in a bad way, or that engineers are terrible people.
No,
it's just very factual.
Very factual. But more importantly, how many times do we have to get in front of a judge and be like, Your Honor, my client is an engineer? Welcome back, guys, to Cases of Cocktails. This is episode number 40. Yes, I said that, 40. We actually did 40 of these. And they've not taken us off the air or platform. I don't know. You're not on the air anymore?
You're not banned?
Not yet.
There you go.
Not yet. At least in this country. All right. And through all 40 of them, my beautiful wife has been next to me.
Yes, I'm still here.
Shocking.
It was a question last week.
Yeah,
right?
it is. Right? That's how we get people to tune back in. And we have the wonderful and amazing Jillian French.
Yay.
There she is. Look at her. She nailed it.
What is it, the Vogue?
Yes. There you go. Now you're dating yourself. There you go. There you go.
Exactly.
Can't name a sports team, but got Vogue.
She said Cowboys.
They wear the blue outfits.
The blue outfits. Jesus, Pete. So anyways, thanks for coming back, guys. We greatly appreciate it. We are going to do story time number 2. Mm-hmm. Really what we're doing is we're pulling stuff off Reddit and trying to determine whether or not people are assholes. But really more in the context of family law and how some of these stories kind of actually just play really well for what we're doing. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that my beautiful wife still believes I'm an asshole. There you go.
I don't.
Only some of the time.
Just some of the times. I kid. All right, you going to read again?
Yes.
You did a great job reading last time. Did you have to learn any other types of languages or acronyms or anything?
It was just
for
in the
this one?
Reddit thing when there were the parentheticals and the numbers and the letters, and I learned.
We're learning. We're learning, guys. We're learning slowly but surely. All right, hit us up.
You want to do the drink?
Oh my God, I always forget the drink. It's the best part. We do have a special drink today. By the way, we have 2 drinks. Primarily because someone's allegedly allergic to tequila. That's what I've been told. I don't believe it.
Suspicious.
I think the kids are saying sus. Is that a thing?
Sus.
Yeah,
Sus.
they can't finish words anymore.
All it
Apparently.
makes me think of is that clip with that, what's her name? And it's, don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Yes. That's exactly what it is. That's basically my 4-year-old on a daily basis. He just comes around the corner. He's holding something right in his hand, and he's trying to be real cool at the same time.
Love you, Mom and Dad.
Yeah, right. Yes. I mean, I love you. You're the best. You're like,
What did you do?
What
do you want?
Where is the dog? Tell me where the dog's at right now. Immediately, son. All right. Drinks. We have 2 drinks. So we have 2 of them. The first, unbelievably and fairly shocking, Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper. Nailed it, right?
Yes, nailed it.
Over here, we're having a similar colored beverage.
Yes.
What is it?
Tequila Espresso Martini.
Okay.
Fancy.
That beats, because I thought for sure it was going to be tequila and Dr. Pepper.
No, I wouldn't do that to you.
That sounds terrible, to be honest.
I wouldn't do that to you.
All right.
Dr. Pepper has, 23 flavors? Like, you're really missing out.
All right. Well, let's see how this tastes. We'll see how this goes. There's that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I don't know why I'm tapping it like it's booze. Have it.
That is actually fantastic.
I really like it.
So, what do we do? We do what kind of tequila?
I don't know what kind of tequila she put in it, but there's coffee, liqueur, and espresso.
What is that? Oh,
Is it the Gran Cava?
Yeah, 𝒞𝒶𝓈𝓈. It's a little bit sweeter.
I think it's good.
So it's really good.
Good breakfast drink.
There you go.
It's got coffee in it.
For those times when you need tequila in the morning to get started.
When you're on vacation.
On vacation,
There is no such thing as too early.
or on 2 week bender.
There you go.
So with that being said, espresso martini, is that a thing? Do you drink espresso martini?
Yes, they do make it without tequila. They do make it with other liquors.
Okay, I was going to say this is an espresso.
Right. It's like they make it with vodka.
Okay,
Vodka is acceptable.
Yeah.
It's allowed.
All right, that's
Yep.
allowed. All right. Do you like espresso martinis or no?
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, fantastic. All right. I like espressos. I don't like to mix my booze and my caffeine. I like for it to be separate spaces most of the time.
You're in for a fun ride.
Well, it primarily because I think I had a lot of Red Bull and vodkas. Anyway.
Ugh.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, 21.
Yes.
Ugh. I have a headache thinking about it.
That ain't no lie.
Now it's just like immediately you just sniff it and you're like, oh, no.
No, you know what we should do? I want to say this real fast. What we should do one week is we should do _𝒞𝑜𝒸𝓀𝓉𝒶𝓾. And I have one of the greatest stories in the history of the world about tubing the Guadalupe River, Randy Rogers, and _𝒞𝑜𝒸𝓀𝓉𝒶𝓾. It's an absolute fantastic story. So
Not
So
as
stay tuned for future episodes for that.
You're not coming back for _𝒞𝒂𝓁𝓈.
I mean, yeah, if you guys want to invite me back, I'll be here. I want to hear it.
_𝒞𝒂𝓁𝓈. There
It's
you
not
go.
as good a story as you think.
I think it's fantastic.
I asked for water. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, it's a great story.
So this is another Reddit post. The title is, "Am I the asshole for telling my cheating wife a day before our daughter's graduation that I would be divorcing her?"
Wow.
Okay. I feel like I have my answer, but maybe not. Let's see. My wife and I have been married for 20 years, and we have a daughter who's 18. She graduated high school a few months ago. Around 6 years ago, I found out that my wife was cheating on me and having an affair, which lasted for a couple of months. I really wanted to divorce, but my wife was really remorseful. She quit her job. She started going to therapy. She promised all reconciliation steps I asked for. Ultimately, I did decide to stay with my wife for her sake and for our family's sake, too.
Why did
If
she
I
have
cheat
to
on
quit
you,
her
I get to
job?
quit my job?
Yeah,
That's what-
we're both immediately.
I heard the same thing. I was like, I assume it was someone
At
that
work,
she
maybe?
worked with.
Yeah.
Right.
Sleeping with someone at work?
Well, that's a different story.
Okay. Fine.
I think. Can I quit?
Cliffhanger.
See how that goes.
For around 5 years, everything was actually going great, and we had date nights, romantic vacations, and we really loved each other. However, on the 6th year, the whole thing resurfaced back on my mind, and I just couldn't get my mind off of it. I finally made my decision after a particular line from my sister struck a chord with me. She said, "Would you really want to use the gift of life and spend it with someone who had betrayed you so badly?" Your sister sucks.
Sister's an asshole. I'm going to go ahead and mark it down. Sister's asshole. No?
She told me this a couple of days before my daughter's graduation, and that's when I finally decided I couldn't do it anymore. A day before my daughter's graduation, I informed my wife of my decision and told her that I would be filing for divorce soon. My wife was shocked, and she cried a lot. She told me she would do anything, but I told her that my decision was final. My daughter's graduation itself was great, and I was really proud of my daughter, and my wife seemed happy too. But my daughter could sense something was wrong and asked me why her mom seemed down and trying to fake a smile. I told her not to worry about it and to just enjoy the day. It's not funny. It's awful.
You're reading it, and
he seems surprised. He seems surprised about what's happening.
While you're reading it, so at this point right now, what profession do you believe that the original poster has here?
Engineering.
Engineer. I said all in my head. I was like, he's literally just a fucking engineer. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
not in a bad way, or that engineers are terrible people.
No,
it's just very factual.
Yeah. Very factual. But more importantly, how many times do we have to get in front of a judge and be like, "Your Honor, my client is an engineer"? They're like, "Oh, okay," because it's just that black and white sort of. There's no gray.
It's recitation of facts.
And it's this,
which isn't always a bad thing.
No, it's not. I love it. I love it because it's perfect. Like they don't get off topic. They're generally They understand what the question and the answer is going to be. And
but it sometimes feels robotic, like they don't understand emotion.
It doesn't. It does feel that way. Also, they're like hyper correct. They're like hyper, truthful, right? Mm-hmm. This need to be hyper correct at all times. And so you ask them a question, they're like, "Well, that's sort of, that's true, but I can't really agree with it in totality. So no. And you're like, wait, what? No, we just asked you what your name was.
Just
Right?
get
Wait a
stuck
minute.
in the semantics.
Right, yeah. It's like, wait a minute. So anyway, you're reading it the entire time, and I can just see my clients on the stand being like, so I just made up my mind, and that was it. And so this is, and decided I was getting it, and I was really proud of her.
Yeah.
She did really good.
Yeah.
She put on a brave face and like just telling the story.
All I'm saying is engineers can also get like very focused on doing like a good job.
Oh yeah. They're the best at that. Yes.
And sometimes, depending on what you give them as their homework assignment
100%.
to do the good job.
Yes. Oh yes.
It's like the color-coded indexes.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
those are the best.
The hyperlinks to the document, and I'm just like,
you did my job. Thanks.
I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go tell my paralegal how amazing you are, client. Like,
no, it's great, and it's a great thing, and you are right, Jay. Like, it's not a knock. It doesn't mean that all engineers. It's just that there's a very particular, and we've had judges that judges will stop you and be like, "Is your client an engineer?" And you're like, "Yes." Oh, okay. Well, it makes sense now. You just really have to understand people's personalities and this.
The hyper analytical brain,
right?
and,
Yes.
Which, to be fair, like sometimes I'm very like.
Right.
Okay, here's
here
A, B, C, D.
Yes, yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
And my client is over there just devastated. I'm like, okay.
no.
We needed more hand holding on this one.
The feelings, yeah. Okay. The next day, however, I told my daughter I would be filing for divorce, and my daughter seemed shocked.
The next day after graduation? Okay.
Yeah. She said how could I do this to her mom before graduation? That's why her mom couldn't enjoy the graduation. I told her it's none of her business, but we'll both always love her regardless. My wife and I are now going through divorce proceedings. Am I the asshole?
We'll let y'all go ahead and start that one.
So
I don't think he's an asshole. I think his timing is piss poor.
Right. The timing was not great. And this is one of those things where, like, so if a client comes to me and they're not sure yet if they're going to file for divorce, their spouse has committed adultery, they found out about it. It's one of those things where it's like, all right, y'all have to go to therapy, and either you put it behind you forever,
right,
or you can't get past it and you break up. It
100%.
sounds like they did the therapy, they did the thing that they were supposed to do, they moved past it, and then it almost sounds like he's not saying it. The sister is the one that keeps reminding him. Right, of this, but this person cheated on you, and so that person broke through, and then who knows if that's
right
what it was, but it seems
there's
like
something else. I mean, to go and say for 5 years things were great,
six years, yeah.
And then the 6th year things changed. It's strange, and I don't think that he's wrong for deciding that he wanted a divorce if he didn't want to be married anymore. He didn't want to be married, but the timing kind of sucked, and didn't have to do it that way.
Right. Like, you don't have to have a reason. You don't have to say, hey, you had an affair. And maybe he never really got over it, right? He said he did, but he didn't. And you don't even have to have that. You can say, hey, we just don't get along anymore. It seems like we're really like roommates. I don't want that in a marriage or in an intimate partnership. And so I think this has run its course. I'm out. But yes, telling her the day before graduation and then and then telling the daughter the day after graduation that's rough. I mean, the comment to the daughter of, we both love you, and we're both obviously going to still be here for you, be involved, whatever that is. That was good, right? But the
generally telling the child that her parents love her. Yes, that was a good statement.
I'm going to give him.
You're doing great here, Jillian.
You're trying to give him one, but
I think that statement started with, "This is none of your business."
Yeah, which so I will say that as someone who my parents got divorced when I was an adult, and I learned so many more things about them than I should have.
Right,
and those are still my parents. Yep. And so I think that there are like hot sports opinions on, do you get to tell the kids when they're adults? Should they know?
Right.
How much should they know?
No, right.
And like if it's you have to tell the kids something for their safety, I get that part, right? Or like, here's what the possession schedule is, whatever.
Right.
But the dynamics between you two in a relationship and the dynamic between you and your child is not the same.
Right.
And so I have actively told my parents, and if they were here, they would be like, yeah, she does this. If they start talking about each other and they don't really do it much anymore, I'm like, nope.
Right.
I don't need to hear what your opinion is about this person as a spouse.
Right.
Like,
because that's still my parent.
That's still my
right,
parent.
right,
Those are like, and Are either of them perfect people?
No,
No, but like,
no.
I don't need to know.
Right. You don't need to. First of all, that's called boundaries.
Yeah.
So we'll start there. So that
So kudos to me for boundaries.
I was gonna say, kudos to you for that. What do you think?
Again,
Lots of things.
I think a lot of things. I think that, regardless of his personality type, his timing just really sucked.
Yeah.
And I've got a lot of questions about his sister.
Yeah, a lot of questions.
So I'll say this, and then I want to then transition into a little bit of how some of this plays out.
You think in part 2 his sister marries his wife?
That's hot.
I bet it wouldn't be the first time.
I'm just thinking.
So if the original poster is watching this, we would like an update.
Right, if you give us an update.
We want to know what happened.
So I think this, and this is just my opinion, and of course it's worthless. So I think, brother, if you waited 6 years and you made it 6 years and it was all good, and I understand you came to some sort of epiphany, whether it was invoked or induced by a third party, but the epiphany occurred, in which you're entitled to do it at any point. Like Jillian said, you don't even need a reason.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wake up one day and be like, I don't want to be with this one anymore. I'm done. Right? Okay.
He would never.
I would never. I get that. But in this particular sense, there's no urgency.
Right.
There's not a safety welfare.
We have to protect the kids.
We don't need to protect the kid. You haven't been betrayed. You're worried she's going to abscond with all the money, or she's, going to introduce some other human being into the situation. None of this stuff is going on. And I'm not saying you got to wait around to the perfect point, right? I think last episode we talked about, you couldn't file divorce while he was on a bender, so you had to wait till he was sober, but he was never sober, right?
Right.
So we don't. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is that I just don't think, right? And this is really what this post was about. A lot of facts. Factually, there was not an urgency to do it.
Yeah.
Did you need to do it the day before? Probably not. Did you need to tell her the day after? Probably not.
Right.
Probably could have waited a month. Probably been a little bit easier. Does it really matter at the end of the day? No. But the question is, are you an asshole? Kind of an asshole for not waiting a month because there wasn't an urgency.
Right.
Now, that's my opinion. So I'm going to go with that. I think he's an asshole for it. But I'll say this. How often do we see this, though, in our cases where we got two spouses and they are moving along and suddenly one of them cheats on the other one, or one of them does something that makes the other one want to get divorced, whatever it is. So they call, they hire us, we get teed up, here we go, we're going to do the things. And then, well, wait a minute. I'm going to reconcile with my spouse.
Mm-hmm. It just throws up red flags, right?
It does. It throws up
you-
red flags. And it's not that we're antagonizing people. Look, I'm not saying I want everyone to get divorced. I could care less. But when this happens, it creates a space where our client has a huge exposure of liability.
If we represent the party that has allegedly done wrong, right?
Particularly then, because what we typically see is that person who allegedly did something wrong is now going to do anything and everything, much like the wife in this post, anything and everything, therapy, quit her job, all these things.
Admit to all of the horrible things that she's ever done.
Yep.
Or allegedly done, right?
Say that everything's her fault.
Right.
I mean, literally all of the things.
All the things. And what typically happens then is
Not typically, sometimes.
Sometimes. What happens is then they call us back and say, that didn't work.
Right. They call a couple months later, say not only that didn't work, but now there's a restraining order, and everything that's gone on in the last 2 months during this reconciliation has been recorded.
Right.
Right.
And now the other side has evidence of whatever it is that is going to hurt.
And that's not every time. So like anytime I have a client that says that they're going to reconcile, it's just like, okay, I have a job to do, and my job is to give you the warnings. And if you guys go reconcile, and I'm a big believer in therapy, so I think that it's possible that people can.
Right.
I don't think that you should get to the point of hiring a divorce attorney until you've done that work, but
chicken or egg, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so sometimes it's like that realization moment. It's the reality that motivates people to try to work through their differences. All for it.
Right.
If you guys can work it out, 100% go do that. But I have to warn you as your attorney.
Right.
Here's the things.
Right.
If you go to therapy, be careful what you say.
Right. Because it's going to come in because it's not therapy for you. It's therapy for you
both
and your
of you.
spouse. And there's no privilege there. And so guess what, guys?
Yeah.
You're in there saying, oh, I did it. I'm terrible. I'm a
And
terrible
I don't
human
care what your
being."
contract with your therapist says
Right.
or what
Yeah.
your therapist
Right.
promises. At the end of the
Right.
day, if they're subpoenaed to come in and testify, they'll come in
Right.
and testify.
Or if your therapist is ChatGPT.
Right. Right. Exactly.
So I agree. And you have to go through that list.
Yeah.
Right. The other thing that they do, they'll say, I want you to non-suit this.
Yeah.
Which just means dismiss it,
Right.
right? You want
Right,
the case to basically go away.
Let's just leave it here. Let's save the $300 for filing fees. Let's save the service fees, right? Let's save the attorney's fees of having to draft it again. Let's just wait
Why do you think it's beneficial to keep it on file?
in case something happens. I think too. I think one, it's a money thing. It just makes sense. Like you can sit there and nothing needs to happen, right? Until
Right.
the court DWAPs it, right? And so I think two, if something happens, it's wide open. That way too,
It's already on file.
it's
You've
already
already
on
got a
file,
judge
right.
in case something happens.
And on top of that, if something happens and the other side is alleging something happens and they come in and they're like, we need to get a TRO or whatever it is, the court's going to look at it and be like, well, this spouse has an attorney.
You have to notify
so
them.
you got to at least let them know. At least we're getting heads up, hey, we're about to get hit with a TRO or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Depends on the county. But
Right,
yeah.
right. And we can be involved in it. I just think there's a lot of upside to it.
It's
And
just a few layers of
right.
protection.
And I
That's
get
it.
too, like the optics are bad, right? Like we've had clients that are like, me and so were reconciling, and I don't want them to see this, or I don't want them to know that, or I don't want them to, feel like I'm
holding this over their head.
Right,
Even
yeah.
if you dismiss it, though, they can still see that you filed it.
Oh yeah, 100%. And that's the thing. Like there's a lot of optics, there's a lot of
Yeah.
feelings, and I just don't think it makes sense to non-suit it at that point. I think just leave it on the board and move down the road. I don't think that. I'm trying to think in my head how many times people have actually reconciled and went on to not come back. I feel like there's
I've had several.
I've had
Have you?
several.
Okay.
More than 10 probably.
I think my number's going to be way less than that. And maybe I just don't know. Maybe I don't recall them because they're so unremarkable, right? It's sort of like you came to me, you got a case, and then you went away, and it's unremarkable as to, I don't know why. They could have hired 2 other attorneys. Who knows, right?
Right.
So, but it's just, it's a situation where, you see it a lot. You see it a lot. I see a lot where they end up in therapy. Everything's said in therapy is drug out in court. And it gets ugly. It does. It gets ugly,
Yeah.
and I don't think it's great. Just as a side note, too, real fast. The daughter was graduating, right? Why would you tell her the day before?
The day before and the day after is just ridiculous. Like that
doesn't-
kid, for
right.
right, wrong, or indifferent, it doesn't matter. But that child,
Right.
I recognize she's 18, but still, that child is going to remember that about her graduation,
Graduation forever.
more than
That's what I'm
anything
saying. That's
else.
what I'm saying. I just can't come up with a reason to do it the day before.
Right. It's like a core memory, and you screwed with it.
And it'd be one thing if this story was like, she cheated on me a month ago and we tried for a month and I just couldn't get over it and it was just too much. It was overwhelming. I'd be like, I get it. Like you're emotionally still distraught and the things. This dude goes 6 years.
Right. So the kid was 12.
Right. When this happened. And like for 6 years, y'all were fine. So I just can't come up with it. I'm going to go with asshole across the board.
I think the timing part.
I think
yeah.
the timing is it for me.
All right. Well, I'm over the top. Is that fair?
It's okay.
Y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all reach out, hit some comments, let us know what you think, if they're the asshole. Or if you just want to call me an asshole, it's fine too. I don't mind. You won't be the first or last person today to do it. How about that?
Be
fair?
sure to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next Friday.
Thanks, guys.